Здравствуйте, and welcome to Atomic Heart. This game takes us on a journey through an alternate reality where the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics has surpassed the United States in technological advancements. The game is set in a world where communism has prevailed and the USSR has created a utopian society for its citizens. But don't be fooled by the setting, as all is not well in this seemingly perfect world. From twisted experiments to hidden agendas, Atomic Heart challenges players to question the morality of technological advancements and societal control. Also, it's bait for complete degens on Reddit.
Stinky, stinky! I can smell the Redditors from here!
So join me on this journey as we uncover the mysteries and secrets of this alternate reality, and let us discover what lies at the heart of this robot-infused society. We start the game in a center of celebration, a celebration of Dr. Sechenov, father of collective, communism, and science. The game's art style is heavily influenced by Soviet-era propaganda and architecture. The bright colors and clean lines of this game's environment reflect the utopian ideals of communism, while the game's darker elements reflect the harsh realities of this socialist society. The use of propaganda posters and slogans throughout the game's environment further reinforce the game's communist inspiration.
Nobody can touch my swag.
Now, the history of Atomic Heart diverges from our own in 1936, where the idea of fluid information carriers was thought of, and it was finally realized when combining heavy water and silicon. This substance is coined polymer, a petroleum-based electronic storage device opening an entire new dimension of discoveries. In 1939, in the months before World War II in the West, Sechenov and Filamenenko, thanks to the properties of polymer being electrochemical, create the first compact cold fusion reactor, making the first robots possible. The BRI, or Brain Research Institute, created the first robot, a three-wheeled robot. An ideal society is coming closer and closer. Sechenov's research is given the green light, and a network of various research, testing and production facilities are built. They are all built for different reasons, however all under one branch, Facility 3826. In World War II, which still happens thanks to the German Reich doing what it did in our timeline, i.e. conquer all of Europe before getting curb-stomped, does the exact same in this world, but with two glaring differences. One is that the Soviet Union pushes much further into Germany than expected. They also take more land in general. They take Greece, about half of what would be Western Germany, and some other stuff. The other being, before the Nazis were completely crushed in Europe, the Nazis released a plague in Europe on the front lines, which killed millions that simply didn't have a vaccine or any sort of remedy. However, this was ineffective and still leads to the collapse of the Reich. What did you think this was? A secret disguised TNO video? 3 years after the war, to increase the effectiveness and streamlined robot control, Collective 1.0 is released. Don't confuse this with the upcoming thing. This is called Collective 2.0. It's a completely different thing. This combines robots' assistants into one controlled network. Robots inside the USSR successfully replace most humans in the workplace. They build cities, dockyards, rail stations, and so much more. Instead of countries in Western Europe taking aid from the US in form of the Marshall Plan, the Soviet bloc wins out Western Europe, with Soviet robots contributing to humanitarian aid in destroyed Western cities like Paris, Frankfurt, and Amsterdam. With a little backstory got down, let's start the game.
I got some jelly beans.
We start the game in a Venetian-style canal with some funky beats in the background, after seeing a robot stuck in the tree and talking to the cuff from that certain Square Enix game.
I just moved with my freaking mind!
We head towards the attraction, the current celebration and announcement of Collective, and a Ukrainian pig. What the hell is going on? It's just a pig on a leash. We head towards the complex where Sechenov works, the main skyscraper in Chalome, and hear a woman practically crying because there's a social credit system.
Bad my social credit rating isn't high enough to get a thought device and a malachite dream color scheme.
Oh, China in 10 years. She complains about not being able to get a thought device because their social credit is way too low. Now, I, for one, love social credit systems because they introduce creativity, patriotism, and lawfulness in our glorious homeland. This message was brought to you by the CCP and the Chinese government.
Everyone here seems so happy and content. Just like in China.
Yeah.
You've been to China, Comrade Major?
I've been everywhere. I mean, everywhere except for China, I guess.
Facility 3826 isn't all that far from our Chinese allies.
I like their spirit. And I hear it's nice there.
Indeed it is.
I'm sure it is. Not too nice for the Uyghurs, though. You know, Uyghurs don't deserve happiness. The first robot we actually meet, and not observe from a distance, is Tereshkova. They're incredibly annoying and tell you the most obvious information 90% of the time. 2 out of 10.
Or get a doctorate in nuclear physics? or learn to play
Yeah,
piano.
yeah. Do you want to learn how to, create a nuclear weapon? Or do you want to learn the piano?
Collective 2.0.
Which one do you want to do?
You can.
Anyways, Tereshkova shows us a new ability that we use about 3 times in the actual game, 90% of which is in the first hour. We open the door dramatically and head up to the tower to meet our boss, Sechenov. Sechenov is an interesting character to who we're playing as. He's almost a father figure for the game, but a neglectful one. He really doesn't care about you, much like Todd from that other funny robot game. Hey.
There are no obstacles.
It's what everyone's been talking about.
Than an electronic glove.
Oh,
Here's your vehicle activation code, Comrade Major.
thank you, man. Hold on, let me play a compilation of various YouTubers and Twitch streamers swooning over these particular robots.
Please make sure not to skip any cutscenes with the metal ladies. Oh, I will not be. Do not worry. Oh yes!
I really respect that.
There are no obstacles science cannot surmount.
Other than an electronic glove. That
Yo!
never shuts up. Science is power, I tell ya. It also has a way of looking down on
We head towards the complex in this weird flying pig bumblebee looking thing. It's weird. It's not even a passenger robot. It's just a car held up by some rope. Let's just say the Soviet Union wasn't renowned for its safety in relation to air vehicles.
I see you finally begun your assignment. And it's been less than an hour. Sehr gut.
Jawohl, mein Führer.
What did you just say?
I said the signal's on the fritz, but thanks anyway, Herr Stockhausen. Dr. Sechenov already filled me in.
Unsurprisingly, like every Soviet venture in the air, we crash because some robot shoots us down because apparently it suddenly hates all humans now. Apparently every single other robot now hates us too. We crash into a building which is totally unexpected, and Nechayev says,
What in the sweaty hell is going on here?
I want to quickly talk about the dialogue in this game because for the English version it's pretty bad.
How do you like that, gearhead?
That's it. Gearhead is the deal breaker. Crispy fucking, where's the shit ass goddamn way out of here?
I'm sure in the Russian version it sounds great, but I don't speak spider tongue, so it doesn't really matter to me. The amount of one-liners in this game actually rivals Battlefield 2042 and High on Life.
Angel does it again!
As well as every Marvel movie ever.
You're home?
Lines like crispy critters, gearheads, and what in the sweaty hell are all here, and they're not gonna go away. So, just turn off your audio settings if you really hate it that much. Anyways, back to the game. We then wake up on the ground confused, but before figuring out where we are, we're caught by Sechenov and told that some guy named Petrov is behind the entire incident. We're told to go assassinate him without any evidence that the army allowed such an order to be given by a scientist. Very realistic chain of command in Stalinist Russia.
Perverted witch!
If this was realistic, Sechenov would be dead long time ago. We find Queen Elizabeth II.
Find a place to hide is dead meat.
Who, after her abdication from the British throne, decided to become a farmer in Kazakhstan. A cello, one of these flying idiots, comes over and spots us, and does the equivalent of telling the teacher that you did something very naughty in class. Queen Elizabeth then loads an AK-47 and smolders all the robots to death. She then takes out a rocket launcher and destroys a cargo robot, making the massive robot inside escape and start attacking the farm. Nah. This is great, actually one of the best scenes from the game. I wish there was more of this caliber in the game. Thank God this game doesn't take itself seriously like Forspoken. We're pushed into an elevator which falls at rapid speeds. After going through all of that already, seeing hundreds dead, with a potential grandma dead because of his incompetence, the first thing he does is smoke. just, okay. I hope that this game is like Factorio, where much like the insect hordes in that game, Nechayev rapidly develops giganticism when coming into contact with a packet of Camel cigarettes. All I want is Seth to make a video on this, please. We walk up to a door to see a scientist get dragged away by something with very long arms. Alright, this could be a robot, man. I don't think you thought this through very much. Oh my god. Okay, no, it's a human. Oh! Weakling. Legend says he was banished to watching Pyro live videos on repeat. So you decide to go in? Are you an idiot? Nothing much happens apart from fighting some robots that look like Stalin. Then this massive mining robot tunnels into the room we're in, and we go back to bed. Yep. We wake up in a makeshift hospital with a singular doctor who has a really weird haircut. I don't like them liberals. Trying to save some shell-shocked soldiers. But then this robot comes in with laser, and then FNAF... Why did I write this in the script? FNAF Among Us jump scares us before throwing us to the point where I might as well become an ICBM headed for Washington DC, the true Soviet way. After looting the entire area of anything remotely useful, we head towards a corridor with a singing girl's voice at the end of it. That sounds trustworthy and not at all weird.
Look guys, the time is green.
Or creepy. Man, I wish they didn't use a common horror trope. Like, it would have been so much cooler to see some more Dead Spacey type monsters, or something more interesting. We do see some of that later, but having inspiration from stock little girl horror movie sound effect free HD, Indian free movie Bollywood is a little bit disappointing for a game that has been in the works since 2017. On a positive note, the audio engineers did a really good job of implementing the lullaby. It uses full soundstage and creates a nice effect over the normal audio. So, well done. So, well done scripters and audio engineers, you did a good job. We enter the room and surprise, surprise, the fridge. You know what, I'll let it play out by itself. Oh no. Oh no. No. Shut up! Shut up! She finally stops strangling the child for no freaking reason, and he can finally get back to disposing Petrov. Speaking of Petrov, we find out some vital information about how he even hacked Collective to make the robots go rogue.
Hey, how'd this Petrov guy manage to hack Collective?
The traitor wasn't working alone. He was conspiring with several others.
Several, huh? So where are they?
They have already been eliminated. But it will be impossible to get to Petrov without your assistance. That's why you're here.
He was apparently conspiring with several people who have all been whisked away by Soviet kindness systems. I did not work with Petrov. I did. After finding the key for a door and completing a puzzle, we end up in this weird cable car system. We find polymer for the first time, a liquid substance of some sort that you can swim through, but it defies all the laws of gravity, so yeah, weird. Oh no. And oh, for God's sake, she's back. Why does she need to be back? After buying laser protection from the fridge, Nechaya runs downstairs and sees Petrov.
Good. You need to leave right now. There's a man coming for you. He's armed and wearing an experimental polymer glove.
The hell are you?
Major Nechaya Special Operations, and that's the last question you get. You're going to Chelame.
Save yourself!
Chelame. Of course, comrade.
Larissa tells Petrov to run, and he does, not before shouting the word intrusion, making every robot in the universe come for us. Hey guys, stopping in for part 1. This is part 1. If you did enjoy, please make sure to subscribe if you really want to. And if you disliked or any aspect about it, any editing criticisms, any audio criticisms, literally anything. It can even be about the thumbnail or the title. If you have anything to criticize me on, please make sure to do it in the comment section below. It helps me out. It probably helps you out to get the content that you want. And yeah, make sure to subscribe.